Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another episode of Curb Appeal. Today's episode is a very special one because we are being sponsored by the real estate website Zillow. So thank you so much to Zillow for sponsoring today's episode, and stay tuned to later in the video where I will talk about how I found today's inspiration photo with the help of Zillow. So for those of you who do not know, Curb Appeal is the series on my channel where I attempt to recreate photographs in the Sims 4 game. So I will pop the photograph of what we are trying to recreate up on the screen right now. And as you can see, it is a beautiful white modern craftsman style home, and it's obviously very close to the style of home I usually like to build. I'm not sure if this is my ultimate dream home, but I can say for sure that it is very, very close. But honestly, since I build so many houses in The Sims and I'm constantly looking at homes for inspiration pretty much like every day, I don't think I will ever find my dream home because I've just been exposed to so many styles of homes and so many different homes that I just don't know if I'll ever be able to decide, because there's so many things I like and some things I don't like, and I honestly haven't found the perfect home yet. But what I can say is that I really love white, crisp exteriors with like modern black trim windows, hence why I tend to gravitate towards photos that have those types of features. And yeah, that's definitely the style I gravitate towards, and I just love it. Hopefully you guys aren't bored of it yet, but you probably wouldn't be coming back for more videos if you also didn't love this type of style of home. So I guess that's why we're friends. Like, we get each other, and I appreciate that. But here you can see I am pretty quickly doing the exterior and like the shell of this home. Honestly, the home was pretty simple in its like structure. I could clearly see all of the different shapes that this home had to offer, and a lot of the roof pieces relied on gabled roof pieces, which is what I tend to like. It just gives the home like a nice kind of family feel and a kind of cozy feel, but also it can be modern at the same time because of the crisp white and the black trim windows. Like I said, it's like classic but modern at the same time. So I love that with the new window update, I can finally make an accurate garage. As you can see on the left there, we are now able to stack windows up and down on top of each other in the same square. So I was able to stack all of those little base game windows up on top of each other to kind of make a garage looking thing, which matched the photo perfectly. Unfortunately, we don't have that tiny window in a black swatch. I have no idea why, but it's fine. I ended up using a white swatch anyways, and you'll see I actually play with the colors a little bit different. And when I say colors, I mean like white and black and gray. Let's be honest, there's no real color here. But I kind of put a little bit more gray brick onto this home than the photo showed. I felt like white homes look really, really nice in real life, but sometimes in The Sims it can look a little bit too plain. So I did add a little bit more gray here and there at my discretion, just to give the home a little bit more dimension and have it look a little bit more interesting. So I did deviate from the photo slightly, but you guys know I tend to do that with my Curb Appeal series. I just like to use the photo as inspiration and kind of tweak it where I deem necessary. But I would say generally the facade of the home, I got it pretty exact, if I do say so myself. But of course, I'll leave that to you guys to rate at the end of the video. Rate it out of 10. How close to the photo did I get this home? So one of my favorite things about this build is actually the backyard. So I know it's not on screen yet, but I'll get to it later. I generally don't really know what to do with the backyards in The Sims, but this home I actually had a photo of the back, so I took a lot of inspiration from it. It's not an exact replica, obviously, but I was grateful to actually have some direction to go in, especially since backyards aren't necessarily my forte. And that's because I live in an apartment and I don't really remember how a backyard looks like naturally. Like, it's just not intuitive to me anymore. And I haven't lived in a standalone home since I was a child, and then like my family moved to an apartment, and then I moved to a dorm in university, and then I had an apartment there, and now I'm back in an apartment. So what is it like to have all of this extra yard space? Like, I can't relate, but I hope one day I can go back to living in a home. But let me know down below if you guys have a backyard. what's it like, and does my backyard in The Sims look like your backyard? Although this is like a mansion, so I don't know. I don't know if this is like an accurate representation of what most people's backyards look like. But anyways, Zillow, today's sponsor. So I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that a website that I already use wanted to partner with me for an episode of Curb Appeal. You guys know the series is about recreating homes and empowering you guys to go out there and find inspiration for homes you can recreate in The Sims and ultimately become a better builder. And you guys ask me all the time where you can find good inspo pics, and this website is the jackpot. So for those of you who don't know, Zillow is the leading real estate and rental website and app that has a living database of more than 110 million US homes. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or an expert at building in The Sims, there is a home on this website to inspire you. So unless you've already built all 110 million homes, then I guess you're off the hook. But the best part about Zillow is you can search any area in the country to see the listings they have. So if you don't have any like good homes around you to take inspiration from, you can just search for any city in the country, and then you can scroll through the homes and heart any of the ones you like to save to your library. One of my favorite features is using their advanced filter buttons to filter by square footage. Sometimes you can get sucked into doing these mansion builds, and we all know that mansions, it's a commitment in The Sims. So this filter will actually allow you to find smaller homes to recreate in case you're in the mood for a starter home or even a tiny home build. This is the home that caught my eye, and you can see that it actually has a video walkthrough in case I wanted to see more angles of the home and like the interior vibe. But I think one of the most useful features here is the fact that there are so many pictures. For those of you who are starting out, you might struggle to recreate a home if you don't have a photo of the back, but since this is a real estate website, you're going to have every possible angle of the exterior and interior, so you can build the best recreation possible. But thanks again to Zillow for sponsoring today's episode of Curb Appeal. Click the link in my description if you want to check out Zillow for yourself to find a home to recreate, or if you want to send me any links to homes you find on Zillow, you can drop them in my Discord server in the channel called Curb Appeal Inspo, and maybe I can recreate it for you in a future episode of Curb Appeal. But as we get back into the build, you can see that all I've done so far is a little bit of landscaping. I put a nice white kind of picket looking fence around the home and just put some hedging around to separate the path just to make it look like the photo. But one thing that I did kind of struggle with is I wanted this to be in the Del Sol Valley lot up in like the Hollywood Hills, but the lots here are so large. But sometimes I don't want to build a home on this huge property, so I kind of have to make the property a bit smaller by putting a lot more landscaping and rocks and trees around it to not make it look so empty. So even though I don't want to build to the edge of the lot, I still have to kind of fill it with items and nature aspects to make it look, you know, not so silly, like there's a tiny house on this huge lot. So how I did this was I basically put some big, large rocks from the debug menu. I believe those rocks are from the outdoor retreat debug menu. It might even be in the live edit menu, so make sure you turn on bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects. And if you filter by the Granite Falls or the outdoor retreat pack, you should be able to find those big large rocks. I think that it actually blends in quite seamlessly because if you look off the edge of this lot in Del Sol Valley, there's actually like a cliff and tons of rocks off of the cliff that look exactly like that. So it definitely isn't super out of place to have those rocks kind of protruding up through the property, but I found it was kind of a cool way to enclose the lot a little bit more and just make it feel like there's a little bit more greenery around it instead of it kind of looking like a golf course. Because honestly, this lot, if you take the house off, it just looks like a putting green. It just looks like a golf course or something. So I liked adding a little bit more trees and having a little bit more fun with it, making it look more homey and neighborhood-like. But earlier just now, you could see I did this cool thing with the roof. Basically, I extended some roof pieces out a little bit more and overlap them to make a little like roof design. I don't know why I don't do this more often, but it's kind of just a cool way to add some dimension underneath a roof in case it's looking a little bit too plain. If you guys want to learn more about how I did that in more detail, you can come to my Twitch streams, which happen every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll have that all linked down below, and I can kind of explain how that works a little bit better, but I'm sure if you just rewatch it, you can see I just kind of stick the roof out a little bit more and then angle it and overlap them, and it's really pretty. But anyways, here you can see I'm kind of just putting some lighting, I guess. Sometimes, I've said this before, but I often forget to see how the build looks like at night and see if it's adequately like lit up. So this time I did make an effort to turn the build to nighttime and make sure I have enough garden like lighting around, just to make sure that if you're walking home at nighttime and arriving at your home, it's not going to be like pitch black. So I actually really like the base game little lanterns on the ground. Those ones actually give off a good amount of light, despite it being base game, and usually base game items are like a little bit inferior. Those ones are actually really, really nice, and I use them pretty much everywhere here. You see, I also ended up putting a little debug car there just to make the home look a little bit more luxurious and lived in, and put a nice little Porsche sports car or whatever. But here you can see we are doing the backyard. So like I said, I am very proud of this backyard. I think that I did quite a good job at making it luxurious and filling out the space nicely. One thing that I saw in the reference photo is that it was kind of like a tiered looking pool area. It kind of looked like there were 2 layers. Now, I didn't quite make it 2 layers of swimmable swimming pool. Instead, I surrounded it with a pond, which I thought was kind of cool. So the outside edge is like pond, and I have little fountain things going into the pool to make it very luxurious pool here, you guys. And then the kind of area in the center is actual swimmable pool. And I thought it would be cool to also have the hot tub kind of propped up on this ledge here, overlooking the swimming pool. Instead of having the hot tub kind of tucked away in the corner underneath, which is where I would usually put it, I thought it'd be cool to kind of have it out in the open in this corner, kind of propped up, in case you wanted to like go from the hot tub and just jump right into the pool. I don't know, I thought that'd be pretty cool. And then I used the little dividers from Spa Day to give the hot tub a little bit more privacy, and then also just put some more rocks along the edge to kind of hide that edge, and put some more kind of a fountain feature there. So overall, I had a lot of fun just making this very bougie and luxurious. And I don't know, like I said, I don't really like look at backyards very often anymore. A lot of my friends live in apartments, as do I. So I'm sure this isn't what the average backyard looks like, but I had a lot of fun just making it very extra, and I think that it fits the environment very well, and also is based off of the reference photo to an extent. I'm sure the reference photo, as you can see, isn't as extra as this, but I had a lot of fun, and I think that it's one of my best kind of backyards that I've ever done. And you'll see I end up landscaping it a lot more too. So I honestly think that landscaping really takes the build to the next level, and I can definitely see the results of that in this build too. Sometimes, and I've said this before, but I'll say it again, if you think you're done landscaping, like just keep going. Put more, make it look more natural, maybe even overgrown. It always looks better with more, just to make it look natural, because sometimes, you know, in real life, landscaping, it's random, it's here and there, it's not always perfectly all cut out and stuff like that. And especially in The Sims, where the grass literally looks flat. Like the untouched grass in The Sims is it's like paint on the ground. Like it looks completely flat, like there's no dimension, there's no like fluffiness to it. So you really need to add more landscaping than necessary in The Sims to give the ground dimension. Otherwise, it's just going to look like a putting green, which is what I said. Like, it's just so flat. I don't really know why that's the case. I guess like to animate grass or give texture to grass would be too much work. I'm not really sure. But yeah, the grass in The Sims is just flat. It's like paint. So you have to put in that extra effort. But here you can see, again, I'm turning it to night to make sure that this backyard is adequately lit. And I must say, this backyard would be perfect for throwing some crazy, awesome parties once it's safe to do so. Not now, obviously. Maybe in The Sims, there's no such thing as a pandemic, so it's probably fine. But I mean, in real life, this would probably be a awesome backyard to host a lot of people, have some nice parties out here. I thought about putting a bar. I didn't end up putting one just because I actually did make this a family home, believe it or not, and I just didn't think it was necessary. Imagine growing up in this home, like imagine, I could never. But I did end up making it like a master bedroom and a children's bedroom. So whatever sim kid grows up here is just living the dream. So yeah, I didn't end up putting the bar. I thought that the hot tub and the pool was enough, I guess. And yeah, I just didn't want it to look too busy back here. I thought it'd be nice if you could maybe even, if you do want to play in this home, you can adopt like a dog or something or a cat, and they can run around in the backyard and you know how it goes. But here you can see I'm just doing the kind of seating area out here. It's just a lounge area. I did copy this from the inspo photo because I did see they had a nice little living room area out here. And I also end up putting a nice little outdoor dining table so they can dine out here. But aren't you guys impressed with my landscape, you guys? I just need to say for a little bit, just, like take it all in one more time. I know, sorry, I don't want to like dwell on things that I've already done in the build, but I just I'm really pleased with myself. I never want to keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like that's my biggest fear, is as a builder, I keep doing the same thing and it gets boring and repetitive and, it's not creative anymore. But I can honestly say that I'm really proud of how this build turned out in terms of like the landscaping. Even those little grass patches I think they're from the Island Living pack. They're so like cute and they just like bring like nice texture to the ground, and it frames the landscaping quite nicely. And I think it just brings it all to the next level. And I'm really proud of how much effort and all the different things that I used. Even like the plants that I used are plants that I don't usually use. And I don't know, I just think it looks really pretty. And I can't wait to landscape more homes and kind of see where my landscaping creativity can take me. But yeah, I did want to just like mention the fact again that I am really proud of how this landscaping and this backyard in general turned out. I think I definitely like pushed the limits of what I usually do, and I'm excited to do more stuff like this because I think it's really pretty. And I must say, I do owe this to you guys. When I did see your guys' shell tours and I toured your guys' shells many months ago, I was super impressed with your landscaping. It really like gave me a wake-up call that I need to like step it up and do different things. And I thank you guys for that. So just know that you guys are always such a big source of my creativity, and you do push me to be better at what I do. And I hope you guys do see some improvement here and there. Even if you've been following me from like the very beginning, I hope you guys have seen improvement. But if you guys do want to teach me any tricks or show me any of your work, I do have a Discord server, like I said, and we do have channels in the Discord server where you guys can promote your builds and stuff and add screenshots of your creations, and I can take a look at them, and we all kind of, look at them and share ideas and stuff. So if you guys are interested in sharing your guys' work, please check out the Discord server. It'll be linked down below. But it's a fun time. It's called Ashley's Noodle Club because I love noodles, of course. But now we are finally done the exterior. Can you believe it took that long? It's like half of the video was the exterior, which is crazy. Usually I'm done the exterior really fast, but I clearly put a lot of effort into the exterior this time. But you can see we are doing the interior. So the floor plan is just 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bathrooms upstairs, and then the downstairs is all open concept with a kitchen, a breakfast nook, a living room, and a dining room, and a bathroom downstairs to a half bath. I didn't actually put an office down here, which is interesting. I feel like there could have been an area where I could have snuck an office or like a little desk, but I don't know why, I just didn't think of it. So if you do want to download this home, feel free to add a little office if you want to, but I didn't end up doing that, which is weird because I always put an office. But instead, I actually put a double island, which is just like the epitome of luxury. You've made it if your kitchen has a double island. I know that it's pretty rare actually to have a double island, but I just think it's so fun. It's kind of like one island is for preparing the food and kind of setting out everything, and the other island is for people to, get served the food, sit at the island, talk, eat, whatever, so you don't have to like sit at the same surface that everyone is preparing the food. At least that's what I think it's for. I'm not really sure, but I would love to have a double island like this in real life. But fun fact, this is actually the first time that I've really looked at the interior pictures in order to determine kind of the style of the home when I do a recreation, because most of the time when you guys give me inspo pics to recreate, I only get like one single photo, and it's the photo of the front. But since I used a real estate website this time, I had photos of the interior, like I said. So I actually looked at the inside to kind of see what the vibe of the interior was, to see if that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I saw that the interior had a black kitchen with like white marble countertops. And I thought that that actually was like a good fit for the home, especially since the outside was very white and black as well. So I actually ended up copying the interior kitchen color scheme to an extent. And you guys know I don't like to copy every single aspect of a home just because that's not super fun for me. But that was an aspect that I did think was kind of cool. And I did base my kitchen design off of theirs. Also, from the photos on the website, I saw that this home had a double island as well. So that's where I got that idea. So thank you to this listing that provided so many photos for me to browse through. But I will say that this listing had I think it was 7 bathrooms and 5 bedrooms, which I could not. I could never. I ended up making this, like I said, a 2-bedroom and 2.5 bath home, which I think is plenty. It's definitely enough for me. But if you're interested in purchasing this home in real life, it's going to cost you millions of dollars, but you're going to end up with 7 bathrooms. So it's going to be a very, very luxurious home. And you guys may be wondering how I end up turning these large homes into such a small floor plan. And basically what I do is I don't make it as deep. So oftentimes these big homes in real life are deeper than they are wide, but I kind of make them wider. But then when you turn them to the side, they're really skinny. So I don't make them very deep in floor plan. The depth isn't very long, if that makes sense. Sorry, that's a horrible explanation. But that's pretty much how I end up taking these mansions and condensing them into 2-bedroom homes. Is all I do is I just don't make the floor plan very deep, but I keep the width of the home and the facade of the home the same as the photograph, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. That's just a good tip if you guys want to look at reference photos and you don't want to make it a 12-bedroom home. You can still take the facade, just, scale it down a little bit when you're doing the length. So yeah. But anyways, you can see I am done the kitchen and I'm done the little breakfast nook. I really, really love how it turned out. I love these floors, these nice, rich, kind of warm toned wood floors. They're from Jungle Adventure. They're some of my favorites. They're just so natural looking. A lot of the existing wood floors we have in game sometimes just aren't quite it, They don't quite have that natural, warm family home feel that is also kind of modern at the same time. And these Jungle Adventure ones, they're so good. So I love this swatch. There's 2 tones of brown that come with this color swatch. So I do highly recommend you check out Jungle Adventure if you're looking for a new game pack to add to your collection and you want some nice new wood floors. I think in general, Jungle Adventure has some really good items, good flooring, good tile kind of wallpaper, good bathroom things. I like the Jungle Adventure shower. It's one of my favorites. And then there's also just some items here and there that are quite nice. So I do say I gravitate towards Jungle Adventure, and even Spa Day, Dine Out, they have some really good furniture pieces. Oftentimes, those game packs actually have pretty good items for furniture, even though I don't use the actual game features because I'm a builder, obviously. But yeah, I would say my favorite game packs, I think, are Jungle Adventure, Parenthood, Dine Out, and Spa Day, just for the build items. So if you're looking for any new game packs to add to your collection, those are my recommendations. But here you can see I am working on the living room, and the living room is kind of open concept. It flows from the kitchen into this little corner here. I thought it was a nice little natural area to put it, and I did want to keep the living room quite bright and white, so I did go for a white fireplace from City Living, and then those beautiful Moschino bookshelves that also come in a white swatch, and I kind of just hugged the fireplace to make kind of like a TV entertainment feature along that wall. It fit really nicely there. And then I also used the Moschino couches. So I know the Moschino couches aren't very cozy, and you guys know I've been vouching for a good sectional couch in The Sims for so long. That's all I want in life is a sectional couch, specifically the Restoration Hardware Cloud couch. I just need a nice, comfy, big couch in The Sims. That's it. And then I can use it for every single living room that I ever do, ever. But instead I use the Moschino ones and just kind of piece them together to make a sectional. Even though it's not that cozy looking, they just went with the vibe well. So whatevs. I also did use the nice fluffy rug too. As you guys know, that's my favorite rug, and I cannot build anything without using that fluffy rug. But we're kind of ahead now, and we are on the dining room. So the dining room, I did kind of like a cool trick, I guess, and I basically like made this massive framed mirror thing. So I just took the base game mirror and then slotted it into a sized up base game painting, and then the mirror just kind of goes behind it and makes it look like the mirror has a giant frame. So I've done this in the past, like ages ago in like my early stages of building, and I never really did it again. I don't know why. It's just kind of a cool trick to make a really statement piece of artwork. I guess it's not art, it's a mirror, so it's whatever, it's not really a painting, but it has like a nice dramatic frame around it. And I think in certain areas where you have like a big blank wall, it can be super, super cool. I don't necessarily know if by the dining room is the best place, but I did want to use that trick in this build. So I thought that was a nice kind of feature wall. I could put a massive mirror on it. So I don't know, I think it's super cool, and you can do that trick even if you just have base game, because I made it completely out of base game only items. So overall, I am a fan of that trick. It is kind of just like a nice big statement decor piece that you can use to spice up any wall. So you can see I just did kind of like a little seating area by the entrance so you can put on your shoes and stuff, and you know, because I need to sit down when I put on my shoes. I don't know about you guys, but I remember when I was a kid, I could like put on my runners or my sneakers without sitting down. Now I literally cannot put on shoes without sitting. Is that like a sign that I'm getting older, or what is happening? Because I'm like pretty flexible too, so it's not like it hurts. I just like my back, I need to sit down to put on shoes. Can you guys let me know if you guys are the same way, or if I just have like a bad back or something? But anyways, here you can see we are on to the upstairs. So like I said, I have 2 bedrooms up here and 2 bathrooms. The bathrooms, I kind of just copied the decor from the downstairs bathroom. So I think I cut out the footage for that because it's kind of repetitive, and I just put the same items, you know, repeatedly around the home. So for this bedroom, I thought it'd be cool to do kind of like a built-in closet feature along with the bed, so it's kind of like a custom built headboard or something like that. I basically just took some kitchen cabinets and lined them along the wall, and then used the Seasons bed. The Seasons bed is kind of good, and I know I don't really like Seasons, but this Seasons bed in the white color swatch is quite nice. It's nice and low to the ground, and it doesn't really have a headboard, so you can kind of integrate your own kind of DIY headboard and end tables into it to kind of make it look like it's a built-in. So I just kind of lined the kitchen cabinets underneath and around it to make it look like it's some sort of custom built thing. I also just put some little plants there to decorate it, and also slotted in a little vanity just to make it kind of like a cute little master bedroom. It's not that large, but I think it's a good enough size. It has all of the items you need to make it functional, I guess. A bed, a dresser, a mirror, all that good stuff, an ensuite. What more can you really ask for, I guess? I think bedrooms is the next thing I kind of want to work on in my like decor style skills, I guess. I don't think that bedrooms I'm necessarily like super great at and super innovative at. I think I tend to do the same things with bedrooms. Like I try new things here and there, but generally speaking, bedrooms are not my favorite thing to do. I generally like living rooms, kitchens, and kind of the main common area spaces a lot more than I like bedrooms. So I think the next thing I'm going to work on in the next couple months is working on kind of more interesting bedrooms. So if you guys have any tips to make my bedrooms a little bit more interesting or a little bit more chic, let me know. in the Discord or in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to take into consideration any of your suggestions. So here you can see I'm working on the kids' bedroom. Like I said, this is kind of like a family home, so this is just a kid's bedroom. It can be for a girl or a boy or anything, and I thought it was kind of cute. I use like the Parenthood little couches to make like a little mini sectional couch in the child's room. I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool if the child had a nice little couch to sit on. Maybe if they have like friends over, the friend can like nap on the couch as well. And in order to hide the clipping, because I overlap some items, I just use that little pillow cushion item and I just raised it up onto the couch just to hide the little corner piece where it would kind of glitch because I technically overlapped the items. But yes, it is a very kind of neutral and colorful bedroom. It's really small, but I think it's good enough for a child. And then here I'm just kind of decorating the hallway. I think the hallway is actually really beautiful. I think the landing is quite natural looking. It looks quite realistic to what a like upstairs landing would look like in a real home, and I love all the natural light that comes through in the hallway there. So you kind of go out in the morning and you wake up and you exit your door and you're into this like beautiful sunlit, hallway area. And then if you want to sleep in, you just close the door and don't let any light in. And I just want to wake up in this home every morning. It's just really, really beautiful. A nice, beautiful shared balcony space out here as well, where I put a little easel and stuff like that. But here you can see we are on to the screenshots, and as you can see, we aren't actually doing normal screenshots. It's kind of like a video tour. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So please let me know what you think about it. It did take longer than usual to film this than regular screenshots, but I just felt a large home like this kind of deserved a more video walkthrough, because sometimes you can't really capture the essence and the flow of the home with just still screenshots. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to test out doing this little like machinima type video tour. So please let me know what you think about it, and if you think I should do video tours like this in the future instead of normal screenshots. But please let me know if you did stay to the end of this video and what you think of the video tour. But besides that, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up and leave a comment down below what you thought about it. And don't forget to rate my recreation skills out of 10. How close did we get to the photo? And if this is our first time meeting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to be friends or if you want to see more Sims 4 videos. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everybody.